Hey guys, Aaron here from Excel for Coaches. Thank you very much for checking out our load management system. This has been a concept and idea I've had for a number of years now, and me and Chris have been working on this for the last 6 months. I really am just keen to try and simplify the process of taking GPS data and then being able to combine that with some load management data and then presenting that really easily and actionably for people in their coaching environments, which has been just a struggle I've found over the years. So being able to now have this is a massive game changer, and I know it will help you guys massively. So just some of the features, we've got really cool thing. We've got dynamic navigation, which means we can, at the click of a button, we can just slide through each sheet, which makes the just the speed of everything really cool. So we've got an athlete summary. So with the athlete summary, we can actually present speed exposure over time. We've got the percent of max speed that's hit and then the actual speed hit. We've got game day data from the GPS that we can create average and worst case scenario, and then also compare that to the game that's just gone. Really good for return to play work and just comparing how high of speed, what the exposure was. Was it high or low for a specific athlete in a specific game? We then have the ability to track how many games that athlete has played, what their load completion has been, which is really important. I'll be doing a little bit of work around load completion, what that actually means. We've got some individual game summaries. So with the game summary, we have the athlete in question, we have their position, we then have the ability to choose all the GPS metrics, and then that's going to give us the ability to compare a specific game to another game, and then we've got data from each half. So it's going to be the GPS metric in question. We've got what the athlete hits. We've got how does that compare to the position, how does that compare to the whole team, and then how does that compare to the previous round. We also, in the game summary, have the ability to look at the squad availability week in and week out from an average point of view, which is really good to tell you about the health of your squad and their resiliency and robustness to the game demands of training as well, and the game as well. We also have a team summary. So in the team summary, we have the ability to track injuries. So we've got days per injury, we've got days missed due to injuries, and then we've got the total injuries. We then have the ability to track individual GPS metrics over time. So you set the criteria of how long a duration you want it, and then you choose the GPS metric, and then that's going to give us the ability to just present that visually in a linear graph to look for spikes or just undulations, and just to see how our periodization model was going really well. We then have the ability to track the average team season load completion, which is really important. So season load is, I guess, all training plus game day load. It's really good to see what percent that is and then be able to track that over time, compare that to year on year for meaningful change. We then have the ability to look at what the average load completion is for the whole squad. We then have the ability to compare from meters per minute what is hit, what has been hit on in particular in a round, and then comparing that to another round, looking what the worst case scenario data is, and then just seeing how that impacts from a team point of view, and then also from a position point of view as well. And then that flows on to the GPS metrics as well. So we've got our total distance and then our 5 zones, which will be all self-explained, and you guys can actually individualize the zones to whatever your GPS metrics are spitting out, or whatever you think is meaningful to your environment, most importantly. We've then got a load management system, so this is how we track our session load with the ability to track. I've got some coding in there that will automatically tabulate and surmise all of your injury data just by putting specific codes in your load management sheet, and then that tracks all on the back end. We have the ability to track game tolerance, so what athletes are actually playing each game, whether they didn't make the starting list or if they were injured. And then we have the ability to chuck all of your GPS data in here, export it in the way that we want it. So it's a really cool, simple way of being able to present everything, and it's just a really exciting, exciting process and product that I'm hoping that you guys will get a ton of benefit from as you see everything. As we kind of put more and more things out about this, you'll see just the benefit of this, just how simple it is, and then also just how you'll be able to present and track things in a meaningful way, which is everything that we're about. So this is going to be available very soon on our when we launch in a couple of days actually. So just stay tuned, and we'll be putting out more and more things on this. So stay tuned, and we'll see you soon.